It's my wife. And she pretty. Look at her. So it's like that's a woman for you. I love that woman. I do. Last night she was looking through old pictures, and there are a lot of pictures of Kari as like a little kid, yeah, and they take you back. It's always nice to see those. So looking at those pictures with her kind of inspired me. So at about 5 o'clock in the morning, left my room, planted myself in front of my computer, and I started working on this montage video for my family. The video just consists of old YouTube videos that we've done and a lot of home movie stuff. Even some stuff that we'd recorded and forgotten about. There's some really emotional stuff there. Like there's a video where she has a phone call from her father for like the first time in like forever. And he didn't necessarily 100% approve of the wedding. So that was a very emotional talk for her, and I was able to use some of that footage to capture the emotion that I was looking for. And so it took me 5 or 6 hours to put together, and I show it to Kari. And now remember, Kari is not an emotional being at all. He keeps his feelings to himself completely. But after watching this video, Kari proclaimed that this was the video he would show at my funeral. And now, again, yesterday was a will and testament video. Now we're talking about my funeral. There's no trend here. I'm not trying to say that I'm going anywhere. But for Kari to recognize the significance of that video, that he said that that would be the proper place to show it as a tribute to our lives, meant something. So then I showed it to the missus, who was half asleep at the time. And I'll be honest, sometimes when I show her something, I can be a little nervous because for me, when I do things like that, I'm trying to capture an emotion and embody, a feeling. And if she doesn't get the same thing from it, then I start to question, well, in, am I just projecting? Is the video not accurately saying what I needed to say? And I start second guessing myself, and I become my own worst critic. But even she said as she watched it that she had to stop herself from crying, and it's an emotional video for me. It'll never be on YouTube for copyright reasons. It'll never show up here. But for those of you who are remotely interested, maybe I'll even put a link in the description here. It's on Vimeo now, and it's the culmination of the journey of our family for the last 8 years. I used to tell Asia all the time that it was going to be me and her against the world, and I would fear for the world. And in the 8 years that we've been doing this, they haven't all been sunshine and lollipops, but the world has done their best to throw every obstacle, every curveball they could at us, and nothing's been able to stop us. Not one thing. Disapproving parents, condescending looks, our own insecurities. Just not everybody was for the idea of her marrying somebody almost 2 decades older than her, but here we are, and we're making it work. And not only are we making it work, it's successful, and we are more in love now than when we were when we started this. There's no word for what we are. There's nothing that can describe what it is we do. But if I may be so bold, dare I say, this video embodies what this family is. We're a very Star Trek house. I'm the captain. What I say go. They're accustomed to doing the things that I say, not because they have to, but out of respect. So to use a song that was used in Star Trek, I thought was also fitting. It is. It's by no means a masterpiece. Like it's not gonna win any awards. It's not gonna be at Sundance and revered as this great cinematic masterpiece. But what it is the crowning achievement of my creative endeavors to embody what this family has become over the last 8 years. I'm insanely proud of it. I'm always critical. As I look at it, I say to myself, "Oh, I could have done something else, or I could have used this scene instead of that." But overall, I'm proud of all the choices that I made, and it chokes me up to watch it. It really does. It's really a big deal for me. So I've been sharing it as many places as I can, not because I'm bragging, but because I want people to see this is where we've come from. It was a long road getting from there to here. It's like there were so many obstacles and so many times that the average person would have just given up. You look at some of the things that we had to go through to get here, and you see how any lesser people would have just stopped or just taken the easier route. But we didn't. We stuck to what was important to us, and we got here. Even now, we've been struggling for a bit, and even though we got a bit of bright news today in regards to what was going on with our money, we also got some bad news, and it left my wife a little concerned. And that's one of the reasons that I came in here and sat down and I plopped her down behind me to do this video, to remind myself and to remind her that the world has tried to hit us with stumbling blocks 100 times over, and ain't nobody been able to slow us down. I know that's such bad English, but ain't nobody been able to slow us down. We're still here, regardless to everything. Oh, if you do this, untold this and that will happen. You'll never beat it. Look, we're still here, and we're happier than all the other people who got married after us and thought that they had found their soulmates, and now it's not working out. Like, through all the relationships that I've seen other people come and go, we're still here, and we're still strong. And I'm happier now than I was when I met her. We're closer now than the day I looked into her eyes and said, I do. Nothing is going to take me away from this woman. Not another woman, not a financial situation, not tax money, not our housing situation. This woman is the embodiment of everything I have ever wanted in my life, and all the things that I never knew I needed. So to be able to put together a video like this, I'm I want I'm a very articulate person. I don't stumble over my words. I want you to know that I'm legitimately getting choked up as I talk to you about this video. That's what it means to me, to be able to take an emotion and shove it into a 4 minute and 11 second video and have everybody who see it go, wow, they're in love. Wow, I didn't know they had it so bad. Look, they did it. They made it. That's a big deal to me. So to hear my wife has concerns about what the future holds because our tax money isn't going to be as much as we thought it was going to be, or the world's thrown us another stumbling block. Remember, man, we've had it worse. We've had it harder, and we got through it with less. So you telling me that when we were dating and we were able to circumvent the world and their conspiracy to keep us apart, you're telling me now that we're married, now that we're here, and I've got my beautiful wife and my brilliant son, and I'm not a bag of shit either. I do okay for myself. You're telling me separately we could get through more, but together we can't get past this? I call bullshit. The world need to just get on board or get out the way. We got this. This video went way longer than I wanted it to, but I needed to convey this, not just to myself, but for her, and for future me, to remind me that when next time you feel down or the next time something doesn't go your way, you refer back to this and you remember how you made it through everything. Regardless, you traversed across the country on a maybe because in your heart you knew it was a yes. So don't you dare let a couple of dollars slow you down. Don't you dare let a little obstacle because somebody don't like what you did get in your way. Get it done, because that's what this family does.